The most dangerous thieves aren't the ones who steal money. They're the ones who steal the truth. An old detective once said. At exactly 11:59 p.m., the National Reserve Bank received a phone call. The night manager answered without looking at the screen. A calm voice spoke only one sentence. In exactly 1 hour, we'll steal something that isn't inside your vault, the caller said. The line went dead. No demands, no threats, no explanation. Within minutes, the bank was surrounded by police. Every entrance was sealed. Snipers took positions on nearby rooftops. Security experts checked every camera, every alarm, every inch of the building. By 12:45 a.m., the chief of police smiled confidently. "No one is getting in," he said. Across the city, in an abandoned clock tower, a man watched the live news on an old television. He quietly turned it off. "They're protecting the wrong thing," Atlas said. The newspapers would later call him Atlas. Nobody knew his real name. Nobody knew where he came from. What frightened the police most wasn't that he was invisible. It was that every prediction he made came true. 3 years earlier, he had anonymously warned the authorities that a billionaire would disappear on his private yacht. They laughed. The billionaire vanished. A year later, Atlas warned that a corrupt judge would be arrested by his own bodyguards. The government ignored him. It happened exactly as he had described. No one knew how. Some believed he was a criminal. Others believed he was a ghost. Only Atlas knew the truth. He didn't predict the future. He created it. At 12:58 a.m., 5 strangers entered the clock tower one by one. None of them knew each other's real names. Atlas had forbidden it. Instead, each used a code name. Echo could break into any computer system. Forge had once built security systems for the world's richest companies. Raven could imitate almost anyone's voice after hearing it for less than a minute. Ghost had never lost a car chase. And Locke had opened vaults that experts believed could never be opened. Atlas looked at them without smiling. "Tonight isn't about money," Atlas said. Nobody answered. Finally, Echo leaned forward. "If not money, then why are we here?" Echo asked. Atlas slid a photograph across the table. It showed an ordinary black notebook. No title, no markings, just a notebook. "The Black Ledger," Atlas said. Ghost frowned. "That's what we're risking our lives for?" Ghost asked. Atlas nodded. "If the wrong people keep it, thousands will lose their lives," Atlas replied. Forge crossed his arms. "What's inside?" Forge asked. Atlas looked at him. "I don't know," Atlas admitted. Silence filled the room. Echo laughed in disbelief. "You don't know?" Echo asked. Atlas met his eyes. "I know who wants it," Atlas replied. Echo waited. "And that's enough," Atlas added. At exactly 1 a.m., every alarm inside the National Reserve Bank suddenly activated. Police officers rushed inside. The chief shouted orders. "Check the vault," he ordered. Security teams sprinted down the hallway. The massive vault door stood untouched, still locked. Nothing was missing. The chief let out a relieved breath. "It was a prank," he said. At that exact moment, Atlas smiled. "They just left the evidence room," Atlas said quietly. 3 floors below the vault was a forgotten archive. No gold, no cash, only shelves of old files that nobody had touched in years. While every officer ran toward the vault, Raven calmly walked into the archive wearing a police uniform. Nobody questioned him. People trust confidence more than uniforms. He stopped at shelf 42. He pulled out a dusty file. Behind it was a hidden safe. Inside, the black notebook, the black ledger. Raven carefully placed it into his bag. Then something unexpected happened. A voice echoed from behind him. "I knew someone would come," the old man said. Raven froze. An elderly janitor stood in the doorway holding a flashlight. He wasn't afraid. He almost looked relieved. Raven slowly lowered his hand from his jacket. "Who are you?" Raven asked. The old man smiled gently. "I've been protecting that notebook for 20 years, the janitor replied. Before Raven could ask another question, the lights went out. Emergency generators failed. The entire bank fell into darkness. Outside, officers shouted in confusion. Inside the archive, Raven heard footsteps. Fast, many of them. When the lights returned 3 seconds later, the janitor was gone. So was the notebook. Atlas stared at the security feed from the clock tower. His face changed. "No," Atlas whispered. Echo turned toward him. "What happened?" Echo asked. Atlas slowly looked at the screen. "We're not the only ones after it," Atlas replied. Across the city, inside an underground parking garage, a black motorcycle stopped beside a black SUV. The rider removed her helmet. It was a woman. She placed the notebook on the hood of the SUV. The driver's door opened. A man stepped out. His face remained hidden in the shadows. He handed her a thick envelope. "You weren't followed?" the man asked. The woman smiled confidently. "I never am," she replied. The man reached for the notebook. She held on to it. "I have one question," she said. The man nodded. "What makes this notebook worth killing for?" she asked. The man answered calmly. "Open it," he said. She opened the notebook. Every page was blank. She looked up. "This is empty," she said. The man pointed toward the first page. "Hold it under the light," he instructed. She did. Slowly, words began appearing. Invisible ink, hundreds of names, politicians, judges, police commissioners, business tycoons, every name connected by dates, payments, and murders. The woman's face turned pale. "This could destroy the country," she said. The man nodded. "Exactly," he replied. Suddenly, a gunshot echoed through the garage. The envelope fell to the ground. The woman collapsed. The notebook disappeared into the darkness. At the same time, Atlas received a message on his secure phone. It contained only 6 words. "You were never supposed to find it." Atlas read the message twice. For the first time that night, genuine concern appeared on his face. Someone knew who he was. Someone had been watching him all along. Atlas looked out over the sleeping city. Then he quietly said, "The game just changed.